researching your milk for hundreds of millions of years. The composition of your milk is alive and changes throughout the day, the night, the months, and the years to meet your child's needs. Your milk contains stem cells. These are cells that create and repair the body and are being researched worldwide to cure conditions like Alzheimer's and diabetes. Your milk contains components that kill cancerous cells. Your body identifies bacteria and viruses found in your baby's body and environment. You then produce antibodies specifically tailored to those infections and deliver them to your child through your milk. Your milk appears to switch on a gene in your baby's body, which produces a hormone called leptin. This hormone tells your baby when his tummy is full, protecting him against overeating. Your milk contains oxytocin, a hormone that induces relaxation and feelings of well-being in your child and in you. It's all in you. Human milk, tailor-made for tiny humans.
After delivering your baby, you'll be transferred to the postnatal ward, where we will care for you and your baby. The staff will check you and your baby into the ward. They will orientate you through your space, show you the call bell, bathroom and shower room, and complete checks on both you and your baby. The expected length of stay is dependent on what kind of delivery you had, and whether this is your first baby. There are lots of factors which may influence your length of stay, so this should only be considered as a guide. Following the delivery of your first baby, it is usual that you would stay on the postnatal ward for 2 nights to gain confidence with baby care and to ensure baby is feeding well. If this is not your first baby and you had a vaginal delivery, after 24 hours, if there are no concerns, you may be discharged home. Following a caesarean delivery, your length of stay will be longer. Discharge usually happens on day 3, when your pain is well controlled and there are no other concerns. The postnatal period is a time for you to recover and learn how to feed your baby and care for your baby. The staff in postnatal will assist you during this time.
My name is Danielle and I'm one of the clinical midwife managers here over in Parent Education. I'm going to talk to you about the importance of sterilising equipment. Your baby's immune system is not as well developed as in adults. Babies can become very ill if they drink milk that was contaminated with bacteria. Sterilising helps kill the majority of bacteria and so protects your baby against illnesses, in particular diarrhea and vomiting. For this reason, we recommend that all equipment used for collecting, storing and feeding babies under 12 months is sterilised before use. Before you begin, wash your hands. Start with discarding any unused milk, then use soapy water and a bottle brush to remove any milk residue. You can then clean out the teat and rinse everything well. Prepare your steriliser according to the manufacturer's instructions. Load your bottles upside down and your teats upright. Also include any items used to handle clean feeding equipment such as tongs. Switch on your steriliser and leave for the recommended amount of time. Once the cycle is finished, leave it for at least 5 minutes to let it cool. Wash and dry your hands again before removing the equipment from the steriliser with your tongs. Do not rinse your bottles after they are sterilised. When they are put together correctly, sterile bottles with tight fitting caps or sealing discs will be sterile for 24 hours. But only if you keep them closed. We recommend that you descale your steriliser every 4 weeks, unless you live in an area with hard water, and in this case, descaling will be required more frequently.
Changing your newborn's nappy is one of those things you'll be doing 7 or 8 times a day, so it's best to be organised from the start. Make sure you have everything you need ready and close to hand. Place your baby on a clean, soft, flat surface. Open the nappy and wipe away excess stools from the genital area with the corner of the nappy. Hold your baby by the ankles and lift up their bottom. Use soft cotton balls or a wet cloth to clean your baby. Clean around the umbilical cord area. For a girl, be sure to wipe from front to back. This will help minimise the spread of an infection. Swap a clean nappy for the dirty one. Use the tabs to see which way goes up. Avoid covering the umbilical cord as this can cause irritation. For a boy, keep his penis pointed down. Fasten the nappy at both sides with the tapes, making sure it's snug, but not so tight that it pinches the skin. Retape the soiled nappy around the contents, put it in a plastic bag and discard it in the bin. Dress your baby and wash your hands thoroughly. Babies wet their nappies several times a day. The number of wet nappies is a helpful sign of how much fluid the baby is taking in. Generally, a baby should have 5 to 6 wet nappies each day. This is a good indication that they're getting enough milk.
My name is Tessa. I'm a midwife on the postnatal ward here in Letterkenny. I would like to speak to you about how to position your baby safely and comfortable for sleep. To begin with, it is important to know that it is recommended that your baby should sleep in a Moses basket or a cot in the same room as you for at least the first 6 months of life. When you're putting your baby to sleep, they should always be positioned on the back to sleep. They should not be put to sleep on their side or their tummy, as this increases the risk of sudden infant death syndrome, otherwise known as cot death. Babies should be positioned feet to foot, so their feet are positioned at the end of the cot and there is lots of room for their arms at the top. The blankets we recommend are the cellular blankets. These blankets have little holes in them, so if the baby did kick the blanket over their head, they would still be able to breathe. We recommend 2 of these cellular blankets folded in 2. It is important that the rest of the cot is kept clear. There should be no bumpers, pillows or teddies in your baby's sleeping area. When placing baby down, put the blanket at nipple level on the baby with their arms out and tuck the blanket into the mattress. This should prevent the baby from pulling or kicking the blanket over their head. The ideal room temperature is between 16 to 20 degrees. Some parents like to buy a thermometer so they can check the room temperature. Babies regulate heat through their head, so there is no need for a baby to have a hat on whilst they're sleeping. The cot should not be beside a radiator, and please do not use a hot water bottle or electric blanket anywhere near your baby. If you wish to check your baby's temperature, please do not use the hands or feet as a guide, as they will be cooler than the core of the body. To check the temperature, simply pop your hand onto the chest or the baby's back. If this feels too cold, pop on a layer, and if it feels too hot, remove a layer. By following these tips, you can be confident that you are keeping your baby safe and comfortable. Remember, back to sleep, feet to foot.
You put your cold water in first, you add your hot, you just check it with your elbow. If it's comfortable for your elbow, it's fine for the baby. It's about 36 degrees centigrade, the water temperature. You put your hand underneath the baby's head like that. You just took the baby under your elbow resting on your hip. Now I'm holding the baby in the same position and I'm going to wash the baby's hair. So just wash it nice and gently. This is a very good baby. And I'm going to come back onto my mat and I'm going to lie the baby back down and I'm going to dry the baby's head well. Babies lose a lot of heat from their heads, so make sure that you dry the baby's head very well. Now, when you're lifting the baby into the bath, just turn the baby over on its side, over in this position. Just put one arm, your left arm, underneath the head and hold on to the left arm. And put your right arm underneath the bottom and hold on to the left leg. Now you see there is no way this baby's going to fall on me. I've got the head well supported with my arm here on the left and I've got a good grip of the baby. Now nice and gently you're going to let the baby into the bath. If the baby's enjoying it, of course, just leave them in for a little while. Babies are very used to water from being inside, so they love the sound of the water. I'm going to lift the baby out again. Now you see I'm lifting the baby out nice and gently. So you settle them down, give them a little cuddle, settle them down, and then you're going to dry the baby off well. Don't forget areas where they can get sore if you leave them wet. All babies are quite fat in here, so get right in there under the chin, because if you leave areas wet, they're going to get red and sore. They're all get right onto the armpit here, where they're like that. And another areas get right onto the behind the knees and in the groin area. They're areas that can actually get sore if you leave them wet. So you make sure that you dry those areas off very well.
Hello, my name is Caroline Harrigan and I'm a pelvic physiotherapist. I'm going to talk you through how to carry out your C-section massage. Within the first few weeks, the most important thing is to let your body heal and get it back to normal movement in around your C-section scar by standing up tall, taking big belly breaths and doing gentle pelvic tilts forward and back. When your wound is healed between 6 and 8 weeks, you can start to massage around onto the C-section scar depending on how you feel when you touch it. To carry out your C-section massage, use a cream or oil, non-perfumed. Begin in a comfortable position and lying on your back with your knees bent, well supported with pillows. Using 2 fingers, gently touch above and below the scar to see how it feels before moving directly onto the C-section scar itself. Then carry out massage in 3 different directions for 1 minute. In circles, up and down and over and back. The edges of the scar may take longer to heal, as that is where they carry out the double knot and this area might feel a bit stiff and tight. If you feel the area is very sensitive, only use light pressure and get the area used to being touched by different textures, like rubbing cotton wool over the scar and a towel to help desensitize the scar. If you feel from carrying out advice and you're not healing and have issues with pain or any issues with the scar, please contact a health professional who can refer onwards to get you assessed if you are worried.